switching chairs, man. Ready? I call to order the city council meeting on this February 26, 2025. It's 5:33. Mr. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilwoman Baskin?
Present.
Councilman Leon? Here. Councilwoman Powell?
Present.
Councilwoman Julian?
I'm here.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Here.
Vice Mayor Stevens? Mayor Harris?
I'm present.
Mayor, you have a quorum. Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stevens will not be in attendance for today's meeting as he's attending a council elected officials conference.
I need a motion to excuse Councilman, or Vice Mayor Stevens.
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded, show him excused. All right, we're on invocation and pledge of allegiance. Councilwoman Baskin, can you lead us in the invocation, please?
Bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord God. Thank you for keeping us safe and protected. During the trying times of our country, continue to guide us, lead us, and protect us. May we conduct business on one accord tonight, Lord God, and keep us safe as we travel after this meeting. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're on approval of minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the minutes approved. We're on order of business. Are there any items that need to be pulled, deleted?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
item 12.1, sponsored by Councilwoman Linda Julian, is asked that that item be withdrawn from the agenda.
All right. 12.1?
Yeah, 12.1, yes.
Okay. All right, I need a motion on the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, show the agenda approved. We're on special presentations.
Special presentation, this is Veteran Affairs Advisory Board Quarterly Report, sponsored by the City Clerk. Chairperson for the committee here. All right, Mr. Mayor and Council, Mayor?
Yes.
Attached to the agenda is the quarterly report from the Veteran Affairs Advisory Committee. They were supposed to be present to just brief the council, but the report has pretty much detailed what the committee has done and some of their requests of the council.
You want to put it off to the next meeting?
Sure, I'll get them to come to the next meeting.
All right, we'll consider it for the next meeting. All right, we're on public comments. Are there any written communication, Mr. Clerk?
No, there's no written communications.
All right, I have several public comment cards here. We'll start with Mr. Clerk reading the back of the public comment cards.
Citizen participation is governed by Section 2-60 of the City of Miami Gardens Code. Other comments are limited to matters within the scope of the jurisdiction of the City Council. Each person other than members of the city staff who address the City Council shall give their name, address, and whether the person is speaking on his or her own behalf of a group of persons or a third party. When a determination of the presiding officer, there are many persons wishing to speak on the same proposition, the presiding officer may direct that these persons designate a representative to address the City Council rather than all members of such group. All speakers shall be limited to 2 minutes unless further time is given by the presiding officer. All remarks shall be addressed to the City Council as a body and not to any one member. No person other than the City Council members and the persons having the floor shall be permitted to enter any discussion without the permission of the presiding officer. No questions shall be asked of the City Council members except through the presiding officer. Order shall be maintained if any person makes personal, irrelevant, impertinent, or slanderous remarks becomes boisterous while addressing the city council, or becomes too lengthy, abusive, obscene, and/or disruptive, or otherwise fails to comply with the orders of the presiding officer and is declared out of order, the individual may be subject to removal by the sergeant at arms.
All right, guys, please remember you have 2 minutes on public comments. So we're going to start with Ms. Vernita Hopper, and then it'll be Ms. Christine Malcolm. Good evening. Hooper. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, go ahead.
So what happened is that the last 30 days was a warning period. So people who were caught breaking the law, you got a warning citation. But if you look at the citation, it's going to say $0.00. So that warning period ended yesterday. If you're talking about the traffic enforced,
And it don't have nothing about waiving,
Miss,
school zone?
so our Assistant
Oh.
Chief Nargiso will have a conversation with you about that.
Okay.
Then after Ms. Malcolm, it's going to be Ms. Cunningham and Dr. James Davis.
Christine Malcolm, 18910 Northwest 31st Avenue, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33056. A $2,500 donation to the Museum of Modern Arts located in the city of North Miami is being requested for approval tonight. That's $2,500 from the Community Benefits Formula One money that's supposed to be used in this community. And my question is why? This city doesn't have an arts museum, nor do we have a regular museum of any sort. Why not utilize that fund in this city and start something art-related here instead of giving it as a donation for an event that's happening tomorrow, that's getting sponsorship from the National Endowment, from the city of North Miami, from Greater Business Bureau of the city of Miami Beach? I'm just a little bit concerned as to why the city is giving a donation to a city that has its own museum, yet we don't have a museum in our own city. There is also a request to rescind $5,000 that was allotted on October 24th for the Susan G. Komen Walk, and I'd just like an explanation as to why this rescinding is being requested. And lastly, residents are given 2 minutes to speak. The clock is back there. I have 47 seconds. It's not in front of us, so we don't know the times unless we're looking behind us. The council members, per this document, have 3 minutes, yet at the last meeting, at least 2 council members spoke at least 6 minutes. If we're given the time to speak and that clock is moving, you guys should be given the time and the clock should be moving and have a 3-minute clock as well. It's not fair that you're asking us to do something that you guys are not doing. This paper was just read to everyone in here, and yet we have to abide by it, and it's not the same for you guys. So I just want you to be aware of that. And please put a clock here so that we don't have to look back here to look at the clock to know what time unless we hear a beep. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Cunningham, and then Mr. Davis.
Good evening. I'm Gail Cunningham, 19001 Northwest 14th Avenue Road, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33169. To the publicly elected public servants, stewards of our tax monies, I like to say to our charter members, to our individual departments, to the persons who are working within those departments, clerical, every one of you, and you know who you are. I wanted to publicly acknowledge the assistance and support that some of you give to us. It makes a difference when we are out in the vineyards working with our fellow residents and our neighbors and businesses. I know you get the emails because you respond to the emails, and I thank you. I know that you're getting what we're asking when we're asking for materials and supplies in order to assist us. We thank you. So all of you, and you know exactly who you are, and you're doing this for a few of us, and it's making a difference in our very diverse city. So your support and assistance with the position that you chose to have through campaigning, those of you who are on the dais and those who are the charter members, we thank you. And I wanted to publicly address that. And all we ask now, those who are not responding, who are not doing what these young people are doing, I say young for everyone, are doing, we ask that you follow suit. Because when we ask the one, we're asking others, and when you're asking us to ask others that we've already talked to and gotten the information, it's lag time. Because we're not asking for you to ask the person that we already know is doing it for us. So again, thank you to all, and I wanted you all to know it on the dais. They're doing a fantastic job, and we want them to be acknowledged. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ms. Hughes and Alexandra Hughes is next.
Maximum consecutive terms of office provision from 2 4-year terms. Our question is, what for? The explanation given in this amendment by then Vice Mayor Wilson is.
Excuse me, you're out of order. Excuse me.
Sir.
You do not address any council member on this dais by name.
Not think 12 years is a bit long to serve as mayor and city council member. I don't know about your relatives, your child, your friends, or your neighbors. But what if someone else sitting here in this audience tonight desires to serve as mayor or city councilman one day, or knows someone who does? Are you saying it's okay for them to potentially wait 12 long years or over a decade to do so? Now, come on, guys. In fact, what you have proposed and voted on, and I'm not talking to those who were not sitting on the dais back in June, but I'm talking to those elected officials that were here, that sat on this dais, and agreed to such proposed amendments. That individuals are putting their own interests first and not the interests of this community or constituents that they represent. And so we're asking that the action item.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ms. Hughes and then Ms. Alexander Hughes. Rhea Hughes, you're next.
Okay, better? Okay, Alexandra Hughes, 600 Northwest 210th Street, Miami, Florida, 33169. Again, I'm here representing the Crime and Social Order Coalition initiative by EEIC focused on addressing crime and restoring social order in our community. Our area of focus is the County Line Corridor, which includes Majorca Isles, the Ellington, Misty Lake North, Misty Lake South, Walden Pond Villas, MacArthur Park at Walden, the Hamilton at Walden Pond, the townhomes at Walden Place, Villas del Lago, apartment homes, and Avenir at Walden Lake Apartments. Communities that have become crime hotspots and require urgent intervention. These areas are facing rising car thefts, visible drug activity, and troubling incidents involving youth. These threats to public safety cannot be ignored. We're calling for stronger law enforcement presence, more patrols, greater visibility, and proactive engagement to deter criminal activity. We also urge a closer partnership between law enforcement and our coalition to improve communication and strategic responses to these ongoing issues. However, law enforcement alone is not enough. property managers and landlords have a responsibility to provide safe living environments and take action against illegal activity on their properties. Florida law holds them accountable for preventing foreseeable crime. We are asking city officials to engage with these rental communities and ensure they actively participate in the coalition. They must be part of the solution. Crime and safety are community-wide concerns, and we need full cooperation from all stakeholders to create lasting change. Community engagement is also key. We invite residents who are concerns to join us in this effort. If you are listening and watching and want to be involved, 305-760-9140. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hughes and then Mr. Tisdall.
Good evening, council.
Good evening.
Good. Okay. Ree Hughes, 3335 Northwest 180th Street, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33056. Just an update. The traffic light project on 180th Terrace and 27th Avenue is now operational thanks to the residents of Myrtle Grove who have been collaborating for over 2 years with the Florida Department of Transportation and the contractor Signal Technology Incorporated. Drive safe. The Myrtle Grove community is anxiously waiting for the groundbreaking of the park. More importantly, those with disabilities are excited for an outdoor walking trail, an outdoor fitness station, and a gymnasium multipurpose building of 6,000 square feet. Remember, it is not only essential for parks to provide equipment for people with disabilities, but this is a fundamental human right and promotes more inclusiveness within one's community. On another note, in the Code of Ordinances, Section 260, public participation as referenced on the reverse side of the public speaker card and read by the city clerk prior to public comments. It states, no question shall be asked of a city council member except through the presiding officer. I come this evening requesting through the presiding officer of the dais to address this question to the city clerk. When Miami-Dade Election Department authorizes a special election requested by the City of Miami Gardens, what will be the estimated cost or price range in which the taxpayer will have to bear? Hopefully a response can be given tonight on this question. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. Mr. Tisdall. Okay. Rep. Robinson. And then Ms. Deere.
Good evening.
Good
Felicia
evening.
Robinson, 3240 Northwest 214th Street, Miami Gardens. I just wanted to come and actually speak with you all. As you know, we're about to begin our 2025-2026 session in Tallahassee. I actually will leave on this Sunday, and I just wanted you all to be aware. I know that the council on the dais, you all come up, and the mayor and the city manager has already been up doing committee weeks to advocate, especially on HB 11, which is the water and sewer bill that we're trying to pass to relieve that 25% surcharge. However, I wanted to speak to the residents of Miami Gardens in general to ask you to please be involved, be engaged. All of our committees are on for public for you to view. If you just go to the Florida channel, you can do it on your computer, on your phone, any of those things, and watch what is happening. Because although it's in Tallahassee, the laws that we pass actually affect you in your everyday lives. I was listening to some of the public comments, and some of them actually referred to some of the state statutes. And so I want you all to not just come to council meeting. It's very good. You should be engaged. Government is closest to you at home. However, do recognize that what's happening in the state of Florida, in Tallahassee, affects all of us. And it's very important that you all pay attention and be engaged. I will leave. My office has moved for those. It's still in Miami Gardens, but it's now at the community center right there on 25th Avenue off of the Palmetto. Although I'll be in Tallahassee for the next 2 months, may come home some weekends, I do have staff that's there. And please note that we are available and accessible in all ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep.
Good evening, Mayor
Good evening.
and Council. Happy Black History Month. Good evening, our state rep. As we are closing out Black History Month, I just want to take the opportunity to let you know that I am proud to walk into the City of Miami Gardens Council and see that we have all council members that are Black voices being amplified. And so I am asking that as representative of our diverse communities, it is imperative that we continue to amplify Black voices and prioritize diversity in all decision-making processes, supporting policies that promote equity, inclusivity, and representation not only enriches our society, but also fosters a more just and harmonious environment for all. By actively listening to and uplifting the experiences of Black individuals, we can address systematic injustices,
Councilwoman Julia.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Photo and forced school zones. I want to talk about this topic here. Here in Miami Gardens, we have a zero tolerance for speeding as well as drinking and driving, which contributes to the causes of accidents and can sometimes lead to death. We are not tolerating it in any of our residential neighborhoods, and we are not tolerating it in any of our school zones. You should be fully aware of the ordinance that we passed in the school zones that is meant to enforce the existing law that's already in place. So if you are speeding in any of these areas, or if you're caught, you'll be automatically ticketed. Now, the violations are reviewed by an actual individual to confirm that what the camera detected is factual. We had a warning period for the last 30 days where if you were speeding, you received a warning citation in the mail. And it was just that, just a warning showing how fast you were going and to remind you to slow down. However, that warning period is now over, and as of this morning, this ordinance is now in effect. I talk about this because what I don't want to hear is that people didn't know about this, folks were not aware about this. We made certain that we talk about it at every single council meeting. We've advertised it on our Channel 77. We've emailed it, we've mailed it out. We talk about it at majority of the town hall meetings, and we're gonna continue to talk about it because it is an ordinance, and an ordinance is a law, and we are enforcing it. Let's continue to always put public safety first in the city of Miami Gardens. This Saturday, my office is hosting our 4th annual Miami Gardens Youth Music Festival in collaboration with Arts Access Miami and Young Musicians Unite. This festival highlights a critical mission, which is ensuring equal access to quality music education for all students, regardless of their zip code or socioeconomic background. It's taking place at Betty T at 2 p.m. and it is free to the public. Despite our city's vibrant cultural landscape, many schools and communities still lack funding, resources, and the infrastructure needed to provide high-quality music education. From my first piano notes to a lifelong appreciation for the arts, music has shaped my journey. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all there and fellowshipping with you as we all root on our students. Speaking of the arts, I've been serving on the Miami-Dade County Department of Arts and Cultural Affairs Board for years now. And for years, we've provided funding to artists and cultural organizations throughout Miami-Dade County. But I can't help but to notice that there are very little applicants from the city of Miami Gardens area, the Opelika area, as well as Miami Lakes. As a board, we conduct workshops, we provide information via social media and newsletters, but the applicant pool is still low. So what I've decided to do is I have compiled a list of grants that are currently out, okay? We have tons of money that we are providing to grant and cultural organizations. So this area is considered District 1. So if you know anyone who is interested in applying for these grants, funding is available. This list provides the grant requirements, the deadlines, and the maximum amount an organization or an individual can be awarded. Take advantage of it. I want to thank Tamara Wadley-Packer for emailing this out to all of our residents. I have a few hard copies, so feel free to grab one. Our Black History Essay Contest deadline is approaching. It's February 28th. The theme is African Americans and the labor movement. Students, please be sure that you're writing your essays in conjunction with the theme. And then lastly, there are tons of scholarship opportunities that are currently available for undergraduate and graduate students. These various scholarships are funded through organizations such as the Florida Realtors, as well as the Greater Miami, Florida chapter of the Links Incorporated. So for a hard copy of all of these resources mentioned in my report, please see Naja, and she'll provide them to you. And this ends my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Baskin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you that were able to come out to support Broadway in the Gardens, which took place this past Friday at Florida Memorial University. Your presence, oh, thank you. Your presence, your energy, and your appreciation for the arts made this event truly special. Broadway in the Gardens was more than just a show. It was a celebration of our rich history, our culture, and our stories. It was a powerful reminder of beauty, resilience, and excellence of the African American experience. Through music, dance, and storytelling, we honor those who came before us, inspire the generations to come, and showcase the talent that exists right here in our community. As the largest Black city in South Florida, Miami Gardens is a place where culture thrives, where creativity is nurtured, and where we take pride in who we are. Events like this strengthen our community, unite us in shared experiences, and remind the world of our contributions to the arts. Investing in cultural expressions like Broadway in the Gardens means investing in the heart and soul of our city. Thank you to the artists. Even though I privately told them thank you, I want to publicly say thank you to the artists, the organizers, most importantly to all of you, our community. Let's continue to support the arts, uplift each other, and keep Miami Gardens shining as a beacon of Black excellence. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. That was a great event that you put on that last Saturday. Great. Councilwoman Wilson.
I am excited to announce that we will be having our Juneteenth Voices of Freedom Talent Audition this week on Friday. It will be held at the Betty T. Ferguson. Last year was the very first year that we brought to the stage residents who were ordinary citizens to the stage to demonstrate their talent in both music, dance, song, open mic, the whole 9 yards. But the greatest idea I think that we had there is that everybody received compensation for their performance. And what they were able to do was to demonstrate the great amount of talent that exists among all demographics of our city. And we had seniors who were out there, we had youngsters who were out there, and it was a family-friendly event. And so we're looking forward to seeing and being able to unearth a lot of the talent that is in our city and bring it to the stage for our residents to see and our families to be a part of. So we're extremely excited. We're asking that you come out and join us and enjoy some of the light refreshments that we're going to have inside of the auditorium at Betty T. Ferguson, and it begins at 5 p.m. We have over 100 different artists who have signed up to participate in this year's auditions. On March 23rd, Arts on the Road, an inspirational production, will come again to Betty T. Ferguson. In the back, Adrian Arts found that Miami Gardens is a fertile ground for talent, for inspiration, and inspirational music. And so they have solicited artists that are going to come out on a Sunday afternoon. And you guys know that, you know, this time of the year is just absolutely beautiful. Not only in the city of Miami Gardens, but in the city of Miami and Miami-Dade County at large. So many people from around the world come to spend time during this time of the year because of the beautiful weather. So we're gonna have food trucks and free food and a whole host of things that you can enjoy with your family after church. You know, just come on out and just relax on the lawns at Betty T. Ferguson. Meet Me Monday for March 10th will be postponed. We will be working with Jazz in the Gardens, and so, of course, we won't be there. I want to remind my residents, in residential C4, that if you would like some tickets, please don't hesitate to sign up. We do have some. We don't have a whole lot, but we are more than willing to give whatever we have in excess to you. And then in my final comments, you know, I'm going to say it as often as it's brought up, and that is that we don't have the authority to revise the charter. We never have. And anytime there is something that needs to be revised, it has to go to the voters. It's not 3, 5, 10, 15 people that make the decision. It's the electorate that does. And the only plausible thing that we have, which the charter gives us, which the founding members of this city decided, the only decision that we can make is to take it to the voters. That's it. And so, unfortunately, the misinformation, the disinformation, the all-out lies, and misleading things that are said to residents is so unfair. It's so unfair. And I think that I'm not going to sit back and allow that to happen, because I believe that every resident, like every American citizen, deserves the right to go to that ballot box and to make their voice known. Whether I'm in favor of what they believe or I'm not in favor, they deserve the right. Like the men at Myrtle Grove deserve the right to be able to sit out there on a Sunday without the police being called and saying that they were doing something illegal, without dog whistles being blown because you believe that they don't deserve the same right that you do, when they've been 35 and 50-year residents in this city. So yes, I think that if there is a question about the charter that the residents need to have a voice on, let them have their voice. Let them take it to the ballot box. And there is no cost too great for the people of Miami Gardens to be heard. There is no cause too great in American society that we should compromise democracy, that we should compromise the very founding principles upon which this country was founded, and that was for every person to have a right at the ballot box. And as you said, this beautiful black dais up here, black women being some of the last ones to get a right to vote. And now we want to deny the people the right to go to the ballot and say yes or no. We have no right to do that. The right we have is to say, take it to the people and let them decide. And that's all that I'm asking for. Let them decide. And if they decide no, then we say okay. And if they decide yes, then we say okay. The founders of this city said that it cannot be changed unless the people change it. And these 7 people on this dais cannot do it alone. And why we continue to tell the blatant lies to people as if we are around here trying to change the charter, absent of what is explicitly written, is shameful. It develops mistrust of this dais and of the people that are spreading those stories. And it brings also, let me just say this, the disrespect that many of you come up here with, and you don't even know us, and you call us lies, and you say shameful things about us, and you haven't even been on the landscape 2 days. That, I find, is personally offensive. I get how politics can be tough, but we don't have to go to the extent that many of us are willing to go through to get a point across. My last comment. Maybe we ought to look at the charter process, because when the charter process was held, there was no one in the public that was allowed to speak during this deliberation. And had we been able to talk it through, we would have gotten a lot more information. So the only way that you can talk about the charter revision is not during the charter review process, but you actually have to have a meeting afterwards to talk about it. And so now everybody wants to act like it's a big secret. When the chairman of the charter review resigned, because she couldn't even talk. We had to stay on point. So if we're going to tell the truth, let's tell the truth. And let's make our decisions rooted in truth. And no matter what it is, we'll get up the next morning and we'll go back to work for the betterment of this city. And so I think that that's just about it. Thank you for your time. My 3 minutes are up.
Thank you. Councilwoman Powell. No, you got to follow that.
Thank you so much, Councilman Wilson, as well as Baskin and Councilwoman Linda Julian. Residents C3 had a meeting yesterday at Rolling Oaks, and I was very thankful, and I want to give my appreciation because voices matter. Voices matter. And voices come in many ways. They come when you go to meetings and you discuss your issues. And it also comes, just as Councilwoman Wilson says, you go to the ballot box and you vote. And we do respect both methods of communication and determination for the management and running of government. Open discussion is democracy, and our republic is based on voting. So with that being said, I'm thankful and grateful for everyone who came, and please continue because that's the way we make change. So we will be having our next Residency 3 meeting on the 4th Tuesday. This time it will be in Bunch Park. Please show up and again voice and communicate and share, and that's how we create community. It will be at 6 o'clock in Bunch Park. Next, I would like to remind everyone who has not participated yet to please pick up on your way out this flyer and cast your vote. Once again, I said 2 ways, meetings and voting. We have a wonderful community here in Miami Gardens of great businesses, and we would like to recognize them. We want to recognize the ones you believe are doing a great job. This is the Residents' Choice Award. Please get a flyer and cast your vote for the outstanding businesses in Miami Gardens. The deadline is fast approaching, which is March 30th, so do it today, please. Take note of this date, please. On April 5th, we will have a weekend community event, which will be discussing resources for the community concerning health, as well as discussing crime prevention and gun violence. And we, again, will be talking about safety. So please remember the weekend summit, which will be on the 5th. And on the 26th, for your health, and you know I'm health guru here, Doc Powell. Please write down the date, which is April 26th. The Deltas of Dade County will be organizing a 5K run as well as a health fair. So we've been talking about cardiovascular health all month on Healthy You. Now's the time in April to get a nice screening. There'll be a lot of screening vans there. Bring out the kids. There'll be prizes and games on this Passport to Health event sponsored by us as well as Deltas. And finally, I want to give the health tip. If you are there listening to Healthy You, which is every 4th Wednesday at 1 o'clock, the tip today was learn your family history. Learn your family health history. It may save your life. That's the tip. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mayor.
Councilwoman. Councilman Leon.
Good evening. I just want to clear some things up. The 7 of us that sit here are duly certified, and we are the only people that speak for the people of Miami Gardens by law and have been sworn into office to do that. A lot of times people think they speak for the community, But in actuality, when people came out to vote, they gave us the right to speak for the community. Some of you actually ran for office and didn't succeed, so you don't have that right to speak for the community. That's our job. And this weekend, we had over 2,000 residents come out and have a very good time supporting local businesses here in this community. But it's so funny that when we have these gatherings, these people that have all the negative stuff to say about this city, you never see them. I've even personally given them opportunities to come and be judges because I heard their voice. And I'm a person, if I hear your voice, I'm going to activate you. I've offered them to be judges. They don't want no parts of the community. They want to come in here and have a platform. So let's be mindful of the stuff that we say. And I put my money where my mouth is because I went to each and every one of these people you see who come up here and say something negative and give them an opportunity to see this city. I respond to their emails that they send at 3 o'clock in the morning. When I wake up, I respond. There are people out here that send emails at 3 a.m. in the morning. And when I wake up, I make sure that I respond to those emails. But we have given people opportunity after opportunity, and they continue to show us who they are. So that's just food for thought. Again, celebrating the month of Black History. And celebrating the month of Black History, we were able to support local businesses here in Miami Gardens. We had over 2,000 residents come out and support this community and support those businesses. Yesterday, we had a grand opening of individuals in this community that were born and raised in this community that invested back over $15 million back in this city after mentoring and running a youth football program, which meets every Saturday morning over 10,000 of our kids. Yet we've never seen these same people come out to our parks to support our kids. This is just facts. And I sit here and I listen. I see them smirking. They tell all type of lies. But today I wanted the truth to be told in public, on record. So that ends my report, Mr. Mayor.
All right, no report from me.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
if I might, I can't be amiss that we are a council that supports and will always support the job that we were called to do, which is Miami Gardens. And today, on the Healthy You, Council Vice Mayor Stevens came out to spend time to talk about the work that is being done in making our Miami Gardens a healthier garden on Healthy You, because we have the fitness challenge. We have the football. In the evenings, if you ever go by Betty T, you'll see the little mites. I call them little mites. They're running on the tracks. And they're doing amazing things that are happening here. So I want whoever's out there and listening, come on out and join the party of making Miami Gardens great. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, we're on to, there's no ordinances on for first reading or second reading or any resolutions. We're on the consent agenda. Please need a motion on the consent agenda.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the consent agenda passes. There's no quasi-judicial hearings, no ordinances on for resolutions, so we're on reports for the city manager. Mr. Manager.
Mr. Mayor, council members, I just have a few updates. First of all, I want to piggyback Councilwoman Julian regarding Red Speed. Red Speed is live. As I said at the last meeting, no tolerance, and the administration will not be giving anybody any breaks if they receive tickets. So I just want to say that again because we are live. The last time we talked about it, we were just giving citations. It's the real deal now. Secondly, kudos, bravo, and all those good words to Councilwoman Baskin on Broadway in the Gardens. It truly was an excellent event. And Mayor and council members, there's some way or somehow we need to probably capture the title Broadway in the Gardens when we start moving forward with the Performing Arts Center. Just sort of keep that in the back of your mind as we develop that site and then develop programming regarding that activity. Secondly, kudos to Councilman Leon on the Black History Food Truck event. I had a great time out there. The food was good. Those are the types of events I think we should continue to have. And I just want to make mention, we had the mayor, Kevin Brown, and myself, we had the opportunity to go to Tallahassee last week and talk with our legislative folks in regards to some of the activities that we would like to see funded. And I just want to point out to a person who was with us, we call her Mama Vernita Nelson when we go to Tallahassee. I just want you guys to know that Vernita put on the show in front of our legislative folks and talking about the issues for the city of Miami Gardens. So kudos to you, Vernita, on your activities and putting that all together. It was a great trip. I think we have some good initiatives heading in. They did mention that the mayor and I and Vernita may have to go back next week because session does start next week. So we may be up there early on, we'll see. But I just wanted to at least let you know, as far as the beginning of the process, Miami Gardens is ahead of the game at this point in time. With that, I'm looking forward to a great Jazz in the Gardens, and thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Madam Attorney?
I don't really have a report, but I did want to say congratulations, Councilwoman, on your first event. It was really, really nice. And I know it's going to expand. And also, I enjoyed the food truck event as well. That's it. I guess we won't see each other till after Jazz. So happy Jazz in the Gardens.
Mr. Clerk?
I did submit a report to council regarding a question with regards to special elections. So if any council member has any questions on that, feel free to ask me. Also, too, as a records custodian for the city, to make sure accurate records of the council is put out. The item that was referenced on June 12th, 2024, council didn't take any action on it. It was actually withdrawn by council. So I just wanted to make sure I put that out there on behalf of the mayor and council.
Thank you. That's it? Any other comments or concerns from the dais?
Motion.
I second it. Been moved and seconded. Show this meeting adjourned.